Hello everyone, happy Saturday. Welcome to my 150-day sobriety update. 150, wow. That's actually, so because it's 150 days, it's actually only 4 months and 27 days. I guess if it's actually 5 months, it's gonna be a little bit more based off of when I started. But just to think that I'm literally right there to 5 months of no drinking, wow. That's a big number. That's crazy. It's still, each month that I keep doing this, it still shocks me that I'm still continuing to go on and I'm getting kind of different perspectives on life and kind of different opinions on drinking as well, and it's really fascinating. So anyways, this is where I'm at right now. Day 150. For those who are new to my channel, welcome. I am Darren, and I am on a sobriety journey, not drinking for 365 days, and I'm documenting how I'm doing every 30 days. I started this journey at the end of July, and I started it because I am getting much more into my running. I've run 5 marathons so far, and it just really bothered me how I'd wake up hungover after going out or whatever, and the fact that it really impacted my training, it really bothered me. And so that was ultimately why I decided to stop drinking. Now, on my channel in general, my goal is just to inspire others to live life in a healthier way and to be motivated by their lifestyle choices. I feel like the proof for myself, I've been running for over 2.5 years. I've stopped drinking for, pretty much 5 months, and I am on this upwards trend. I'm the happiest and the healthiest I've ever been, and I hope that people watch my videos, watch my story, and they are inspired to even do a little bit of change for themselves. That is why I ultimately come on here, to show the world what I'm doing and hopefully inspire others. So how do I feel? I feel so great. And I keep saying that each time, but it's true. I would say the biggest thing that I noticed just as I keep going month and month on is, and this is kind of surprising because for those who know me, I'm very energetic and already very outgoing, and I feel like it just keeps on going up and up. And I don't even know how to describe it, but it's true. Yeah, I think that I would say that's the biggest difference that I notice is just my energy levels. And I also think I think more clearly, and I also just am having very different opinions on like every month, or even on a weekly basis. I feel like I kind of think of alcohol differently, and as I keep going on, I'm just like, yeah, this is what I'm meant to be doing. I also have cystic fibrosis, and lungs-wise, honestly, I don't notice a difference from me not drinking in general, but I will say because I'm not drinking and because I'm able to stick to my strict training with my running, and I've been really, really intense over this past month, I think that has definitely contributed to just my lung functions up a lot, and I don't have any lung issues. I haven't been sick, thank goodness. Last year this time I was really, really sick and ended up in hospital in a country not here, and it was really, really scary. So I'm glad that hasn't happened this year, so yay. And yeah, overall, I'm on this trajectory of just going up and up and up, and yeah, I feel phenomenal. So I just wanted to touch on the word sobriety. What does that mean to you when you hear that word? Now, for me, I am practicing sobriety because I want to look after my health. I first started it because I am really into running, and the way that made me feel afterwards, and I was hungover and I wasn't able to run, and the fact that it interfered in my training, that's ultimately why I stopped. On top of that, when I was hungover, I would have heart murmurs, I'd feel really anxious, I didn't like the way it made me behave when I was drinking, but ultimately it was because my health and running. Now, if you look at the definition of sobriety, I'm just going to read the first little part that I found. It says, sobriety is the condition of not having any effects from alcohol and other drugs. Sobriety is also considered to be the natural state of a human being at birth. A person in a state of sobriety is considered sober. Sobriety doesn't, if someone says, I'm on a sobriety journey or I'm deciding to be sober, it doesn't mean that they have an alcohol addiction issue. There's people out there that definitely have it, and I definitely, I've known people close to my life that have dealt with that, and it's very sad to see. And I just want people to know, I've never had an alcohol issue. Again, the reason why I started doing this was because it interfered in my training for my running, and that's ultimately why I stopped. But yeah, I think I just wanted to bring this up because if you're having a conversation with someone about this, or just someone says, I'm not drinking, or I'm deciding to be sober, ask why. Ask their story. If it's in the right setting. If you're maybe in a club or drinking with other people, sometimes, I don't know, for myself, let's say I'm in those situations, I'm not really inclined to go on about a big story about my life like that because it's just not the right setting. I'd rather be, in quieter and both in kind of sober states. But yeah, just ask the person why. Be curious. Be supportive. Don't just think they have an alcohol issue because that's not always the case. So over this month, obviously, we just passed Christmas, the holidays. One of my friend's birthday was this month, and I went to the club. And so, yeah, over December, I've definitely had a lot of going out and being around alcohol and celebrating. And I never had an urge to drink. I didn't feel like I was missing out. So, great month. When I went to my friend's birthday at a club, I definitely felt, honestly, even more turned off of alcohol. Just seeing how people behaved, and they were rowdy, they were ratchet, and I was like, okay. And I literally only stayed for a couple hours, and I went back home. And yes, I was glad that I got to be there for one of my best friends, and I got to celebrate his special day. But yeah, I was like, wow, the people here and what they're doing, and I was just like, okay, I'm good. See you later, amigos. I definitely didn't feel uncomfortable, but I was just looking and I was like, okay, I'm proud that I'm not drinking and I'm behaving appropriately, and I still have the energy. Honestly, probably even more energy than them. Some of them are, I think maybe falling asleep. So anyways, that was a fun moment this month. And then I think spending time with family and friends for the holidays. Honestly, no one was really, boozing too hard, so I wasn't really any crazy situations in regard to the holiday time. So yeah, my family and friends are very supportive. And even on top of that, just many people have been messaging me on social media platforms, just watching my journey and giving me some really encouraging words, and it always touches my heart. So thank you to everybody who has sent me a message. But yeah, anyways, this month has been good, and I am happy that I didn't have any urges. Okay, now on to my cystic fibrosis. So honestly, there is nothing really to talk about. I'm not sick. My lungs feel good. The only thing that's kind of interesting was I went to BC Children's Hospital and I did a sweat test. The best way to describe a sweat test, so they put it kind of on your forearm, and they use this machine to kind of, I don't even know if that's going to be the right word, but like to generate the sweat glands there. And then they put this kind of thick, the strap thing over top, and sits on there for maybe half an hour or so, and it collects your sweat. And from that test, there's a certain kind of level of how much salt there is in my sweat. And so my results came back like very, very under what someone with cystic fibrosis would have, which means Trikafta is really working for me. And I already know that just because the amount that I'm sick is way less frequent than what I was before. I notice that if I don't do my treatments all the time, I definitely don't notice as like severe impacts as I did before. And in addition, there's been a couple times where I've forgotten to take pills before eating. And I don't have, like, before when that used to happen, my gut would be in so much pain, like so much pain. It would be really bad. And now it's not as bad. So, like, honestly, maybe it's certain foods I haven't really like paid that much attention or taken too much note of to what triggers are, but I will definitely say overall way less symptoms with all those. But yeah, to wrap it up, CF wise, we are all gravy, baby. In regards to my running, I ran 65 kilometers at the end of November, and I did that as my fundraiser this year. So I raised $7,000, which was honestly great. Way better time. The fundraisers I did in the past, it required a lot of work, and I was also doing a full-time job. And honestly, the last 2 years, I'll be straight up, I didn't have a good time. It was just way too stressful, way too much work. Sure, raised like some more money. I raised $15,000, but I'd rather do straight up, just run, have a couple people help me with the finish line set up, and I raise, a little less, that's fine. Even if I raised $5,000, you know what I mean? Like, but $7,000 that I raised towards Cystic Fibrosis Canada, amazing. But anyway, so yeah, I ran 65 kilometers. I did it in 8 hours. I only pooped once, which is honestly really surprising. And I did that at 60 kilometers. And one of my best friends, Kyle, he helped me along the way. Huge thanks to him. If you're watching this, literally put in the chat, say, thank you, Kyle. Literally, he's a lifesaver. He helped me a lot. But yeah, that was, I think, the major thing with running this month was I did that. I crushed it. It was awesome. I've been slowly kind of getting back to like what my normal marathon kind of training will be like, and I officially start training for the Vancouver Marathon on January 1st. The BMO Vancouver Marathon is the first Sunday in May, so lots of time, just over 4 months. But yeah, I think that's all that has to do with running. It's been going really well. Haven't had any injuries. I've been going to the gym 3 times a week as well. So yeah, all good in the hood with the running. And now a random kind of focus that I've had, and honestly, I've been pretty good other than some holiday sweets, but I've been really trying to focus on the food that I'm eating, the quality of the food. I would used to have chocolate raisins on hand all the time. But the thing is, because I'm running so much and I'm so hungry, I'm always just mowing down on something. And so if I had chocolate raisins here, I would just literally crush the bag in like 1 or 2 days. And that's not healthy. That is not good. So I don't have ice cream in here. I don't have candies in here. I have food that will benefit me. It'll benefit my body. It'll benefit my running. And so far, I've been good. Like I said, when I've gone to my family's place or on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, yes, I had sweets. I'm not gonna say no to it, but it's way better than what I was doing before. So that's an ongoing kind of focus that I have, and we'll touch base on it my next update that I do. And I think that wraps this up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone has a great New Year's Eve. Remember to don't drink and drive. Get home safe. Take TransLink. Take a public transportation of some sort. Take an Uber. There's so many options. Have a designated driver. And I hope 2025 is great for everybody. Thank you so much, and I will see you at my next update. Bye, everyone.